Hi everybody, it's David and Brian with Greenwood Estates Realty bringing you June's real estate insight, and the topic this month is simple DIY house hacks to increase your home's value. Number one, we'll start with some pretty easy ones that even the most unequipped person can take care of, such as myself, and that's swapping out mirrors in your bathroom. So we can go frameless, framed, or custom. This one brings a lot of updated aesthetics, gives the room texture, dimension, so this is a pretty easy one to do.
Absolutely, yeah, and you'll see, usually builder grade stock, right, mirrors are just going to be, there's no frame, it's just a mirror, right, which, in many houses, that's okay, it's fine, but at the same time, if you really want to add pop, you want to add value and make a property look great, a bathroom look great, add a frame, add some texture, add some depth, dress it up to match some of the other finishes and fixtures in your house.
All right, the next ones we'll call them the big three. These are the easiest to do with the best ROI. Paint, flooring, and fixtures. Now, I'm sure you're tired of hearing us talk about these three, but we're consistent if nothing else. So obviously paint has a tremendous ROI. You can do it on your own, you can hire a painter to do it. The cost of paint isn't too expensive depending upon the size of the room.
100%. Yeah, and I mean, just like many things in life, right? I mean, it's the basic, simple things that are hugest impact. And we could spend a lot of time, talking about, very specific things that may, create a little bit of ROI. But we want to continue to remind you that these things are the most important because a lot of people overlook them. So, as David said, for interior paint, it's huge. A couple ideas that we have are going to be, there's going to be a link in the description here that has some swatches that we really like that are very popular and will be popular for quite some time. I know we've talked about in our previous videos a swatch called Agreeable Gray. This has been very popular for the last several years and will continue to be popular. If you're curious about the actual swatch color, it's going to focus. Is it going to focus? There it is. 7029. It's a Sherwin-Williams paint. It's called Agreeable Gray. And that really, it's only going to cost about $200 to $400 for you to paint it yourself. Probably one of the best things because it's pretty easy to paint.
Number two, we got flooring.
Check this out, right? It's called MSI, Sandino, Cyrus. There's specifics in a link that we're going to put in the description as to the wear layer and some of the costs, which I think it was around $4 to $5 a square foot, and that included install. So this is something you may decide to do yourself or hire a contractor for, but it's very durable. It looks great. You see this kind of a uniform appearance, and again, it's gonna withstand the test of time. What's the third item?
Hardware and fixtures. So plumbing fixtures, light fixtures, but also something that my partner here calls out on most appointments is even swapping out like light covers and some of that stuff that might seem simple, but you can get a good visual ROI from it when you on a showing and from a listing standpoint.
Think about it. When you're looking at a property, one of the things that you have the most contact with is going to be a light switch, right? Because every room you go in, you're going to turn it on. And so when you see something that's new that you're touching, and going through in every room, that's going to have an impact, and not just on resale, but just in everyday, life. I think, spend a little bit of time, swap those out, swap out the smoke detector, carbon monoxide alarm that's 15 years old in your ceiling. That looks much better. And all these things are, together, maybe are going to cost, maybe $1,000, maybe $1,500 in a weekend of your time, but trust me, you're gonna love it in the long run. You're gonna be happy you did it, and then eventually, when it comes time to resell, it's gonna give you a very high ROI.
All right, one more for you, backsplash. Now this is the one that may require you hiring someone to do the actual labor, but picking the tile, you might be able to pick the tile yourself, and if you add backsplash to a space, it can bring a whole lot of color, dimension, style. You can modernize a room. So it's a simple financial output for potentially pretty strong ROI.
Yeah, I mean, you can get away with materials for a backsplash, $200 to $300, right? So you got the tile itself, you've got the mortar, the spacers, and really your time. And as David said, this is something that unless you feel very comfortable, confident doing, you should probably hire it out. It's probably going to cost $500-$600, in order to have someone do it. But trust us, you want it done right. To David's point, right, the backsplash nowadays is really used as an accent piece, and you can go with a nice bold color that's going to contrast well with your counters and your cabinets, as well as patterns, right? So right now we're seeing a lot of more detailed kind of patterns, some Art Deco, but that kind of adds a little bit of texture. David's point. I would be very careful with going with something that's going to be in the moment versus more of a timeless, type design. So just be mindful of that. But backsplashes, huge right now.
And the last one, it's not the most sexy, but it is important, and that's positive drainage around the property. So this is one where you go out, you take the weekend, you buy some dirt, potentially some bark, and you make sure that all around your foundation.
Some ice packs, for your shoulders.
For the end
and your
of the
back.
day. Yeah, exactly. For people with old backs like him and I, you want to take that opportunity to make sure all the drainage is moving away. This one comes up on every single inspection we've done if the drainage is not graded appropriately. So again, some manual labor, 1 or 2 trips to Home Depot or Lowe's, and a little bit of ice.
Yeah, or potentially a landscaping company, if you need a lot of dirt in order to get, delivered to your property. But yeah, so there you go, right? You got 2 sexy ROI items with the mirror and the backsplash, and then 2 tried and true items with your paint, fixtures, and as well as the grading.
Yep. All right, well, thanks for joining us today. Remember, we're more than just your realtors, we're your real estate advisors. If you have a question about anything real estate related, please reach out. We're always here to help. Have a great day.